I was about to start the film, then my sister called me because there was a select outside, so I had to buy ice cream, of course. So let's start the video after finishing this. Hello there, I am KahlilAlcala and welcome to my channel. I just graduated from the University of Santo Tomas under the Music Arts and Design Strand. During grade 12, we took all of our art classes and we were able to produce a lot of plates, and I'm going to share some of them to you guys. So the plates that you can see over here in my easel are the ones that I use for my scholarship application in Banog as my portfolio along with some of my personal works. So let's start. First, this is a collage. I would love to tell you guys what class this was for, but I really can't remember. So I'm just going to explain the process and the instructions and all those kind of things. So for this one, we were instructed to create a collage that will reflect ourselves as an artist. During the time that I created this, I was really getting into fashion, and I would also love to become a fashion photographer someday or work in the publishing side of the fashion industry. So for the base of this collage, I use a graphing paper so that I won't have to fill in every space because there will be a grid on the background. The clippings and images used in this collage are from old magazines that I bought from book sale. As you can see, there are fashion magazines like Vogue, and of course some designer brands like Chanel, and then some of the images are not even related to fashion or anything really, or art. I just use them for aesthetic purposes. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next one. Oops. Ta-da! For this one, I really didn't put much effort or thought in this plate. I'm going to be honest to you guys, but I really love doing this because it was my first time doing a character design. I remember we did this because during that time our topic was about comics, and we were tasked to create 3 character designs and their setting or any place that is connected to your character, and 3, or I guess 4 different facial expressions. There wasn't really a theme behind the 3 characters, and the concept of the comics came after I am done with all the 3 designs. So yeah, I really didn't put much effort and thought behind this. So for the first character, this is Danny. He is based from Danny Lomas of PAQ, a fashion channel here in YouTube. So if you're into street style, thrifting, then you should check PAQ. He is the coffee shop owner. So this is like the coffee shop, and then these are his facial expressions, and I also placed some of the personality traits around the character, like very stylish, loves coffee, sentimental, and quiet. I just placed random traits over there. So the title of the comics is The Weird Street because my concept is these 3 characters live on the same street, and then that's it. As I've said, I didn't put much thought into creating this, so yeah. So this was rendered using a colored pencil. Yes, only 1 per character. I only used 1 color per character because I was lazy. When I was making this, I used Pinterest for my references. I created a board for each character, like the clothes, the facial expressions, and the setting. So this is the first character. This is Danny. And then this is the second one, which is Chelsea, the fashion student. And I really loved her pose. I was so proud when I was able to do this pose. And yeah, so Chelsea is the fashion student who is the girl next door, very sassy, loves shopping, and loves art. And then this is Kim, the crazy rich Asian. She's weird, she's mysterious, and is always out of town. Wow. Yeah, that is it for my character designs. Next, now this is my fashion illustration. So, ta-da! For this plate, we were tasked to create a fashion illustration that is inspired by a Philippine indigenous textile pattern. For my plate, I used the Bilaan textile pattern for my reference or my inspiration. And then this was rendered using colored pencil, gold, and white pen. I also got inspiration from the Lumad accessories, so I created a headpiece for her. So what I did is a black evening gown with gold and white details of the Bilaan textile pattern that comes with this cape that also features the design on the back, and then some beads below the dress and the cape in gold and white as well. And then the cape is red on the back. Okay, on to our next plate. Ta-da! So this is the main building that is very well known in UST. It is an iconic landmark in UST. So for the instruction for this plate is to create a drawing of anything that is within the campus of the University of Santo Tomas. I decided not to draw the beautiful facade of the main building because it is already too mainstream. I mean, you've already seen it in photos and drawings, so I decided to draw the courtyard. I don't know if it is called a courtyard, but I don't know what to call it, so I will call it a courtyard. And this was based on a photo that I took, which is over here. And this is rendered using only an HB pencil on paper. Next one, I believe this is second to the last. Yeah, this is second to the last. And there it is, a cat. Another fact about UST is that there are a lot of cats in UST, which is very fitting because the mascot of the university is a tiger, and there are a lot of cats in UST. So for this plate, we were tasked to create something that is in close-up or in detail. So I decided to draw a close-up of the main building, which happens to have a cat sleeping. This cat is very well known in UST because he sleeps in this exact same spot every time. And this is also referenced from a photo that I took over here. This is rendered using colored pencils, but I also used a little bit of soft pastel to fill in some of the spaces. Let's now head on to the last one, which is one of my favorites. I'm sure you're very familiar with this one because this is The Girl with the Pearl Earring by Johannes Vermeer. For this plate, we're instructed to replicate or recreate a Renaissance painting, and I love portraits, and I decided to choose this one because I think this is the easiest, at least for me. And there it is. This is rendered using oil pastel. I really didn't know that I can produce something like this out of oil pastel because the only time I use oil pastel is whenever I compete in poster making contests, and the last time I joined one was like 2016, and that was junior high school. I'm really proud of this piece because I think I was able to copy it, not exactly, but I think I did a good job, so I'm really proud of this one. So that's all for my traditional work. So aside from plates created using colored pencils, oil pastels, paint, we also did a lot of digital projects like a fitness magazine. So for our PE class, which is not really an art class, but since we're art students, we were given a project to create a fitness magazine. And for that magazine, we had a photo shoot for our fitness lookbook. And here are the photos from that shoot. Aside from magazines, we also did a brand identity manual wherein we created a logo for a company, and for us, we created a logo for our advertising agency, then created a brand identity manual for it. A brand identity manual is a book where it contains all the information about the logo, how to use it, the legalities and the policies behind the use of a logo. And here are photos of that project. Then I also created a 3D model of a gondola. So a gondola is something that you use in stores to display an item. For us, we were tasked to create a gondola for our comics. So the comics is all about duende and forests. So I decided to make a gondola that is based on a plant. And here it is. The last one is a travel photo book about Antipolo Rizal for our cultural mapping class. So here are the photos from that photo book. So those are some of my plates from senior high school, and if you are an incoming senior high school and is planning to take up arts and design, expect that you will be creating projects like this as well. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. Once again, I am KahlilAlcala. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye!